All right, so you're in the UK, guidebook ready, set to see what this country is all about.
And sure, the castles and those picture-perfect villages are calling,
Mm,
but let's be real.
yeah,
There's one thing you can't escape here. The weather.
it's true.
So think of this as your, I don't know, your crash course, not just in surviving the UK's, what can we even call it? The UK's legendary fickle weather.
But in really thriving.
Mm-hmm.
And no worries, we've boiled down a newcomer's guide.
So you can spend less time glued to the forecast, more time out there exploring.
Sounds good.
Now, our guide, it jumps right into a strategy, layering,
Classic.
but it's kind of amazing how many people just don't really get how powerful it is.
It really is. It's not just, piling on clothes. It's like you're creating this personal climate control system.
All right. Our guide actually it uses a great analogy, like building the perfect sandwich, which I love.
I like it.
You've got your base layer, right? That close-fitting, the breathable foundation, a cotton t-shirt, keeping everything comfy.
Right, close to you.
Then comes the mid layer, which is like your insulation, your cozy fleece.
Or sweater, trapping that heat.
Yeah, yeah.
And finally, the outer layer, like your weather warrior.
Right.
Your waterproof, windproof jacket,
Protecting you.
shielding you from the elements.
It's so key. And the beauty of it is, picture yourself walking through, let's say, Hyde Park.
Okay.
Sun bursts through the clouds. Bit of a surprise, but you're ready. You just
Peel off that outer layer.
easy.
Maybe swap the mid layer, something lighter,
Yeah.
and boom, you're comfortable again.
This guide, it actually recommends merino wool for that base layer.
Breathable, warm,
Yeah.
mid layer. Got to be fleece or down.
Ultimate coziness.
Outer layer, you guessed it.
Oh, could it be?
Breathable, waterproof fabrics
Yes.
like Gore-Tex.
the real deal.
Now, that might sound a little, I don't know, like special gear,
Sure.
but honestly, it makes a world of difference.
Because, and this is the thing, Gore-Tex, fabrics like that, they have this amazing ability. Let moisture out, keep rain out.
Oh,
You're caught in a downpour, sudden downpour, which, let's face it,
I could
you're not going to feel like you're in a sauna.
no.
That jacket's working with you, not against you.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
No more like soggy despair.
Exactly.
Just dry, comfortable exploring.
There you go.
Speaking of gear, let's move past the basics because, let's be real, conquering British weather needs more than just, a flimsy umbrella, right?
Oh, for sure.
Our guide, they say this is where like really investing in quality, it pays off big time.
Yeah.
We're talking like proper waterproof jackets, sturdy boots.
Absolutely.
Those are your allies in this battle against the elements.
Couldn't agree more. A high quality waterproof jacket, honestly. It's essential here. You want something, I mean, it's not just keeping the rain off.
Yeah.
It's gotta be up for, being active on the go, which, let's be honest, that's the British weather reality.
It's true, you got to be ready for anything. So we're talking like long-term thinking here.
Absolutely.
An investment, not just like a shopping spree, right?
Exact.
Now, on that note, our guide also mentions like these mood-boosting strategies. Because, okay, even with all the best gear, those gray skies, they can get to you, right?
They can, especially, in the winter
Yeah.
when the days are shorter. And our guides talks about like really making an effort, embracing the outdoors, even when it's cloudy,
Right.
a walk, a little nature.
Does wonders.
I'm with you there. And they also mention light therapy,
Yeah.
which, full disclosure, I'm very curious about.
What's the science behind it? How is it relevant to, this whole UK weather situation?
So it's pretty interesting. Basically, these light therapy lamps, they mimic sunlight. Specifically, it's the blue wavelengths
Okay.
that your body, it responds to.
So it's not just like feeling brighter.
No.
There's like an actual physiological thing happening. Exactly, yeah. So exposure to these specific wavelengths, it helps regulate your circadian rhythm. That's like your sleep-wake cycle,
Right, right.
which obviously affects your mood big time.
And so I'm guessing in a place, known for its, shall we say?
Listen, abundant sunshine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially in the winter.
That can be a game changer.
Huge. Light therapy, really helpful. The winter blues,
Right.
just helps your overall well-being. So, yeah, something to consider, especially if you're, new to the UK and its unique relationship with the sun.
It really makes you appreciate those sunny spells, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Speaking of which, we've got to address the elephant in the room,
Let's do it.
Or,
Yeah.
I guess, the rain cloud constantly hanging over it.
Right, right.
Is the UK really as rainy as its reputation?
I mean, it's not just a stereotype. The UK's location, geographically, it plays a huge role.
Okay.
Think about it. Edge of the Atlantic Ocean, right in the path of the jet stream.
The jet stream, remind me.
So imagine like a fast-flowing river of air way up high, carrying weather systems across the Atlantic.
Okay.
And guess what? UK, often right in the way.
So we're like a sitting duck.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you've got the fact that a lot of the UK, especially like west and north,
Yeah.
it's hilly. Recipe for, well, you guessed it,
More rain.
more rain.
Because that moist air from the Atlantic,
Yeah,
it hits the hills, gets forced up.
exactly. It's called orographic enhancement.
Right.
So as that air rises, it cools, moisture condenses, boom. More rain, especially in those hillier areas.
So it's not just the number of rainy days.
It's the amount.
It's the sheer volume.
Exactly. And it's worth noting, climate change, it's not helping.
Right.
It's making things wetter in some parts of the UK.
Something to keep in mind when you're choosing that waterproof jacket, right?
For sure.
But speaking of navigating those showers, our guide also gets into this whole umbrella etiquette.
Yes.
And I got to say, I'm intrigued.
Is there really an art to staying dry in the UK?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Using an umbrella here, it's like a delicate dance.
Okay.
Practicality meets consideration. For everyone else trying to walk down the street, it's like a secret handshake.
I love that.
But with the potential for, accidentally poking someone in the eye.
So, what are the rules? What do I need to know?
Well, our guide, they say, ditch the massive golf umbrella if you're in a crowded place.
Okay.
Which
That
seems like common sense.
Yeah.
But you'd be surprised.
I guess.
It's all about, being aware. Those charming British streets,
Right.
they can be a little narrow.
Yeah.
Little awareness goes a long way.
Now, they also mentioned this, technique. They called it umbrella tilt. Which, what is that?
The umbrella tilt. It's subtle. It's like you're angling your umbrella.
Okay.
Just so to avoid, bumping into people.
Oh, I see.
Especially crowded sidewalk. You're passing someone.
So it's like this unspoken agreement
Yeah.
to share the dry space.
Exactly. And it kind of speaks to this, I think, broader point about British weather and resilience, right? It's not just you being prepared. It's this shared thing. We're all in it together.
Right. Weathering the storm, literally.
Exactly.
But here's something I've always wondered about this whole rainy reputation. Is it the same everywhere in the UK? Or are there variations?
It's even more interesting than that.
Okay.
Our source mentions microclimates.
Microclimates. So it's not just north versus south, east versus west.
No. It's
okay.
You could be in one town and then a town not even that far away.
Right.
Totally different weather.
Wow.
Hills, valleys, being near the coast, all these little pockets.
So even within this famously unpredictable climate.
Oh, yeah.
There's even more, I don't know, local flavor.
Exactly. Your experience is going to be really localized, which, and this is something the guide doesn't say directly, but I think it's important. Pay attention to your own microclimate. Don't just, check the general forecast.
Okay.
Get to know your little corner of the UK.
That's a really good point. We can talk about the layering, the gear, even how to handle an umbrella.
Right.
But it's that awareness that really sets you up for weather success.
Absolutely.
Which actually, that's a perfect transition to our final thoughts. Because with British weather, there's always more to learn, right? Always more to discover.
It's true. It's a journey, not a destination. This weather.
I like that.
And like any adventure, you're better off if you're curious, ready to adapt.
So as we kind of wrap up our deep dive into, I don't know, drizzle and delight, what's the one thing you would leave our listener with?
The aha to take with them on their next umbrella-wielding adventure.
I think it goes back to that observation piece. We've talked about the science behind it, the gear, the, how to behave with your umbrella and all that.
Right.
But the real, I don't know, mastery, it comes from those little cues. You become almost like an amateur meteorologist yourself.
Okay, I like it. Give me an example.
So wind direction.
Okay.
Seems small, right? But if, is that wind coming from the sea, so moisture?
Right.
Or is it coming from the land?
I see.
That changes how you layer up, especially coastal walk.
So it's not even just looking out the window in the morning.
No, it's next level.
It's like full-on weather detective work.
Exactly. Cloud formations, how fast the temperature drops in the evening,
Yeah.
These are things that people who've been here a while,
They do it without thinking.
it's like unlocking a secret level
It is.
of weather awareness. You're not just checking the forecast anymore. You're really reading the signs.
Yeah.
Speaking the language of the sky.
And honestly, that's where it gets fun.
Yeah.
Because once you see the patterns, the unpredictability, it's not so bad anymore. It's a challenge, but it's also like an invitation to really connect with this environment.
That's beautiful said. So, to our listener out there, braving the elements with their hopefully sturdy umbrella.
Their carefully layered outfit. Embrace the adventure of it all.
Yes.
Observe your surroundings. Never underestimate a well-timed umbrella tilt.
Never.
Until next time, happy exploring.